Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it's The Return, it's episode 83 of The Return, and today we have got a Champions League bonanza. We have, of course, on screen, do have the Champions League group stage draw. We will then go from then into the Champions League group stage games. Now, the plan is to either give you the full group stage in one episode or do the first three games as one and the second three games as another. It does really depend on how well we go probably in the first three games. So say we get an easy group of 9 points. What I think I will do after that is then I'll probably show you the fourth game in its entirety and then probably be qualified and then give you the fifth and the sixth, right? Just like the highlights. Because I am trying to get longer YouTube episodes out and less YouTube episodes out just so there's less editing involved as well. But at the same time, I don't want to make videos that are like an hour and a half long. So I do think if I did all 6 games in a row, it'd be about an hour and a bit, which could be interesting. But I think what I'm going to do is save that for like the group stage, not the group stage, for like the knockout stage, where I'll probably do like the round of 16, the quarterfinal together, and then do the semi-final, and then if we make the final, there you go, right? To be fair, I wouldn't. I'd probably do the round of 16 quarterfinal together, semi-final by itself, and the final. It doesn't matter. Anyhow, we have the draw. We're going to be seeded first for the draw. Before we get into that, let's just get into how we've gone. We've won our first 3 games. We beat Bordeaux, we beat Nantes, beat Saint-Étienne. We rejected bids for Adrian Zenit for 79 million from City, non-negotiable, and we rejected a bid for Nori just before for 60-odd million non-negotiable. Just not enough money for both, but 2 really good players. In terms of that, Fabio's in good form. Niles actually has come in because there was an injury to Gareth, and has come off the bench and played really well in the whole, and has given me food for thought about what to do if Adrian Zenit hit poor form, if Niles comes back in for the first time in a few years. But apart from that, you know, standard usual in the league. You know, we won 37 from 38 games last year, drew 1. We're going to be A-OK in the league no matter what. Anyway, we're going to view the draw here. So our first seed, so we're going to avoid Liverpool, we're going to avoid Chelsea, Bayern, Milan. How the hell are these guys a first seed team? Is that because they won the Belgian Pro League? But that should still make no sense. Because the coefficients. Interesting. Right, these guys can't see that, so let's take away the camera. I'm talking about, you know, Royal Shara is what? I would have loved to get them in my group. Far out. First seed. All right, boys. Let's see who we get, what group we go. We go straight in the Group A, so we're going to get the pick of the bunch. Right, so let's have a look at Group B. Straight off the bat, I don't like any team in there. The big one that I really want is Benfica. I think we match up very well against Inter, Roma, and Zebra. I really want to avoid the 2 Spanish teams in Manchester City. If we really want to top the group, that's a very hard selection of second seeds. Who do you think we're getting, Twitch chat? We are live, of course, YouTube. Links down below. Come follow us live on Twitch, and of course, like the YouTube episode. But who do you think we're getting here, YouTube? Who do you think we're getting here, Twitch? Gonna give him a second. I personally think I feel Barcelona. I feel like it's going to be Barcelona and Real Madrid because we have so much history against both of them. All right. Ready? Steady. It's always one of them. It's always one of them. Oh, my God. All right. So, there we go. We need to make sure we get a very good third seed side here. Who do we want to avoid? We can't get Sevilla, which is great because that's a team that I would have wanted to avoid. And we can't get Lyon, another team. That leaves Hertha Berlin. We don't want Hertha Berlin especially, and we don't want Schalke. We don't want the 2 German boys because they have FM'd me in the past. Porto, PSV, Genk, or Fenerbahce. Oh, we got the group of death, ladies and gentlemen. We have the group of fucking death. Oh my God. So what's the other groups looking like? Chelsea get a very easy group. That Group C is interesting. Group D is actually very interesting. Group E is actually on paper tricky. Group F, Zebra just like licking their lips. Group G, Liverpool topping that. And Group H is also an interesting group because Newcastle have a lot of money. Schalke are really good. And Barca are kind of on the decline. We really need an easy side. We really need a Dynamo or a Quagbeg. We don't want a Zenit. We don't want a Copenhagen. We don't want a Salzburg. Right, okay. Thank you, FM, for listening. That is one of the hardest groups in the 11 years that we've been here and all the years we've been in the Champions League. That is the hardest group I think we've got. That is up there with one of the hardest groups we've got being a first seed. We get a Real Madrid, we get a Hertha Berlin side that have been like out of this world in the save and have got great players. They've got Nick Bloman from Manchester City, man, there. Well, how do we keep getting drawn against these good teams? I swear, there is no point of me being a first seed side because we just get done. If I was going to predict where we're finishing, I'm predicting we're finishing second or third. And I will say, like I've always said, that we're at the point of the say that if I ever do finish third in the Champions League group, that would be me resigning. That is a massive, massive failure. I do not. That is so difficult. We've got Real Madrid, who's Real Madrid, right? It's Real Madrid. I got Pombo, who's unbelievable. Vara, I tried to sign, couldn't. You know, I don't, fuck me. I would have more faith in this mess side, but after being here for 11 years and after seeing how many times we've bottled Champions League, the last time, was it last year we played Hertha in the group stage, or was it Schalke in the group stage? It was Schalke. Schalke FM does home and away. Had 57 shots. We lost both games. The last time I played Hertha Berlin, right, I think we won in Germany, and then at home we blew a 2-0 lead to lose 3-2 and put us in a very, very precarious spot. So, man, that's difficult. And Zenit aren't no mugs either. Zenit are no mugs. This guy's their best player. Look at him. He's currently wanted at the moment by Valencia. Please sign him. The 20-year-old Russian looks out of this world. Right. We're going to have some... Look, for us to top this group, we're going to have to win every game we have at home and pick up a draw or two somewhere. But I've spent too long looking at this draw. That is the group of death. And look, with the way we have gone in Champions Leagues in the past and the way we have bottled games, we've bottled leads in the Champions League, it would not surprise me with this mess side that we would go out in the Champions League. But, and the big but is, we haven't done this save in 2 months. We're playing a slightly different system. Who knows? Maybe it's the turn of a new leaf. Maybe we go out there, we just win all 6 games, and it's A-OK. We'll see. I'll be back with the first game of the Champions League group stage in this episode, YouTube. I'm going to leave that a mystery to what that is. I'm not going to press continue. You're going to have to find out. I'll see you in a second. Welcome back, YouTube. It is now time to jump into the Champions League, and our first game here in Group A is going to be Zenit. Away from home. I said to the stream when we continued that I really wanted to get Zenit home first up. Just get that tie, the most easiest game out the way first. Get 3 points. Know that Real Madrid will play Berlin, either home or away, and either one of those teams are probably going to lose or they draw. And it just kind of puts me in a position that no matter what happens in that second game, if we get Madrid or Berlin away and we lose, we're not too far behind. Say if we got Madrid and we got Berlin away both straight up, we went loss. All of a sudden, I have to beat the Zenit. All the pressure's on the boys, and then it's just like, yeah. This is the group of death, and I do feel like I'm in, I do think I'm going to sorry, girlfriend texted me. I do think that I'm going to like that we're playing Zenit away from home first up, but at the same time, I think it could be really tricky. Anyway, Murray is in goals, and I've gone with Murray just because he's a bit of the elder statesman. We have used Oglev, obviously, in the past in the Champions League. I just feel like Murray's a bit more experienced, a bit older than what he was when the mistakes happened in the Champions League many moons ago against Barcelona, namely. Unfortunately, we do have Johnny Rez that is suspended, and Savas has been injured and isn't fit enough to even probably make the bench. So Daniel's going to be a makeshift right back today, which doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. But Jean has come in to start alongside Jack Foster. Nori's back in. Mariba and Adranzinho. It has to be said, Niall's been in sensational form. Centaurio has its Manio and Silva, Ruben as well, so it was hard to drop him. The big thing is, because of Niall's form, I actually dropped Andre Martins, who's also in good form, just to accompany one more midfielder that probably can help pick a lock of a team that sits back. I've got Gareth back from injury that can play up front. I've got Juan Gomila that can play in the hole and play back a line naturally. Same with Niles. So for me to then have Andre Martins who can play bit more aggressive than the two because he's more natural being in the hole and up front, I feel like out of everyone to miss out in a game where, look, winning's paramount, and if anything, we're going to make defensive changes later on to hold a lead. I feel like that's going to be the way to go about it. But yeah, off we go. Wish you luck, HBG, obviously, for your game against PSG. We are live, of course, YouTube. I mentioned it before. Links down below. Come and say g'day, and yeah. Alright, not a problem. Also, some sad news, guys. Well, not sad. Nice for me, but sad. My girlfriend's done early with a friend and wants to come and pick me up and go for a drive. So the stream, as everything's going to be cut quite short. So yeah. And her friend's place isn't too far away from mine. So there we go. That's going to make things interesting with this episode, but we'll be alright. Alright, I have the utmost confidence in Daniel, and away we go. 40 seconds in, early corner, and it's in, and all the nervousness has been put to bed. We are 1-0 up. Tommy, apologies. Tommy is obviously a big watcher of this. I will move the 3D for the YouTube games. I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it in 2D. My computer, though, I don't know why, but since the latest update of Football Manager, my computer seems to be struggling with frame rate drops during like highlights. It seems to be a bit jumpy like that. So I would prefer to play on I thought it would be during like when we're not playing on YouTube and that. I definitely feel like 2D is the way to go, and I know a lot of people prefer it. But Tommy, A, being a very good mate of mine, B, watches every episode when he goes to bed, has requested that we play these games in 3D. So there we are. Anyway, Zach's gone for goal, and Murray is beat from 30-odd yards. It's typical mess in the Champions League, and it's typical Murray in the Champions League. And this is why we never really have played Murray in the Champions League, because he just concedes some stupid stuff. He's a world-class goalkeeper, and he really should keep it out. In the end, it's 1-1. Their first chance has flown in, and oh boy, does it not feel like the Champions League and mess all over again. We're really about to be 2-1 down. Andreas ball in, headed away, and I don't know why Fabio Silva's decided that he can't get on that, because he really should have. Anyway, soccer in. Good press from us, though. Benkovic, Hadji, moved it well into Malcolm. And yeah, that's a good run. In the end, Murray claims. And after a very good start, and after dominating this game, we've just gone and thrown it away, haven't we, Murray? Anyway, the corner. The free kick comes in. I'm rattled too now. Goes back to Jean. Hadzic now. Back in the Jean. Finds Adranzinho. It's a good ball over to Hadzic as well. Keeps it in, cuts it, headed at goal there by Moriba, and it's in somehow. I thought Fabio may have flicked it on. And there we go. It is going to be 2-1 mess. We're back in the lead, which is exactly what we want, and that's exactly what I love to see. Anyway, pretty nice from Fabio Silva. Pretty happy with that. And away we go. 25 minutes played. 2-1 to the good. And Manio now with a corner towards the back stick. Fabio heads. It's now 3-1. And we can relax now. Fabio, by the way, has been banging him in. If you can't tell, he's already scored 13. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be 3-1 after 26 played. Manio with a good ball back stick. Fabio rises. And I'm very happy with that. 60-odd minutes played, 3-1 to the good. I'm really happy with how that has gone. And there we go. Just something for the stream, because we're going to be ending the stream super earlier than what I normally would. Expecting my girlfriend obviously be out till like 10:30, 11, and she's got work, so she would have just went home. I haven't seen her in a couple of days, so we'll make the effort, which is unfortunate. Good team talk, YouTube. Unfortunate for the stream. Nice for me. Daniel was injured, one of our key players. One's going to come in there like for like. That's fine. And yeah, means that Andre Martins gets more minutes now. Please don't be a broken leg. Lower leg injuries are always the worst to see. Manio, though, Fabio Silva heads over. With that in mind, though, stream, I will be on a little bit earlier than what I was suggesting to be on tomorrow. So we're going to try and get on Saturday morning instead of just Saturday afternoon. And be a longer stream tomorrow and make a real indent into this season. Anyway, one from deeper, puts the ball in. Daniel will hit the bar. We really could have put this game to bed here, but we haven't. And yeah, because of that, it's still only just 3-1. Still only, not clear, but we're doing okay. 70-odd minutes played. In terms of another change, I feel like Ruben deserves the game here over Hadzic for the remainder because of the good form he's been in. And I feel like with that in mind too, Daniel's played a lot of minutes, and I'm going to get Tossin on at right back as a makeshift right back. Tossin can play there, and he's obviously very good on the ball. Is Tossin? We know Tossin, so I feel like it makes sense to do that too. It allows Daniel to get some rest. He played international duty, played the last league game, and then played this. Tossin though is sold Adrianzinho short, but Adrianzinho being the world class midfielder he is, wins it back. Nori now picks it up and just doesn't want to keep it and loses it. If we can see now, it's squeaky bum time. In the end, Nori doesn't do enough. It falls though to Todd and finds Nori again after his missed tackle. Foster now, Manio's having a worldie of a game here, the Italian international. Inside the Moriba. It's a great switch to Ruben. I love how wide Ruben stays too to create space. And his run inside is very good. In the end, it's straight up Magnian, who has been capped by France in the save. And it is still 3-1, 80-odd minutes played. And I'm really happy with how things have gone. 90 minutes played, getting towards the end of it. And it is going to be one last chance here, maybe for Mess to get a goal, or maybe for Zenit to get a consolation one now. Anyway, finds Nori on this left-hand side, and we're going to go with a run with the fullback. Inside the Moriba's had a really good game out there too. And he finds Tossin. It's lovely to see Tossin still in a Mess shirt. He's asked to leave a couple of times. It's another poor pass from Tossin. Finds Todd. Back towards Mori. He's had an okay game. He's obviously had that moment of madness, but outside of that, it's been decent. Into Tossin again. It's a good ball looking for Ruben. Still finds Ruben. Lot to do in the end. It's a good save from Magnian. In the end, though, boys, Magnian goes long. And it should be all she wrote here with not long left. So we're going to start with a win. It's going to put us in important 3 points. Means that next time you'll see us YouTube, we will be into our second game. We've got Real Madrid at home, which means that I would imagine playing Hertha Berlin away in that third game. And that will be probably this episode. And then the next episode, depending on how long this one's gone for, will be the next 3 league games. But we'll wait and we'll see. We're going to give them a good team talk. We're going to tell them they did well. Of course they did. We've got a couple biggish league games coming up in between these games as well, but we'll be okay because of how good we are in the league. More importantly, Daniel was out for a pulled calf muscle, so when you see lower leg injury, that's probably the best of the lot to get. You don't want to see that broken leg. So we got Real Madrid at home, and then we have Berlin at home as well. So look, with that in mind, I really want to be on 9 points on these 3 games. I want to beat Madrid at home and beat Berlin at home, and then look, we got Berlin away, which is the easier of the 2. At least our hardest fixture is the last one, which is Madrid away. We need to make sure we're qualified before that game. If we have to go to the Bernabeu away from home and need something, we might be in trouble. Anyhow, we'll see you guys in just a second, YouTube, which will be the day tomorrow to obviously go into League 2 and 3 of the league games. And yeah, see you in just a second. Welcome back, YouTube. It is time for the second group stage game here in Group A in the Champions League. And we have Real Madrid in an absolute massive tie in the group. They do top us on goal difference. They did play Hertha Berlin and they won 3-0. Look pretty convincing. And at the moment, Real Madrid are currently sitting second in the Spanish division. And they are looking absolutely sensational. They've only lost the 1 game, and that was the Real San Sebastian, who, you'll remember, have been in the Champions League a lot, and won it a couple years ago as well, I do believe. You know, if you go down, there it is. So definitely a very good side is Real San Sebastian. Barcelona having an interesting time. I've lost to Madrid already. Madrid have already played them. They have such a very good team. You know, we've gone through on stream. We are currently live. Links down below. The team, and Sander Berg's absolutely unbelievable. But the one that stands out for me is Kevin Vara, right? We nearly signed this guy for like 30-odd million when he was like 16 or 17 as a fullback for us to use. In the end, we signed Leo Connor, right? Who's actually the starting fullback at Real Madrid because we sold him there for 65 million. Vara, though, looks out of this world. It looks like he's going to play right wing for them, which is interesting. But he is next level. The team that they have is so fantastic. It shocks me that they're not a first seed team. However, we have obviously got some fixtures to talk about. We played a few games in between. We beat Marseille 5-1. We looked pretty good in that. Mori saved the penalty in this game as well. We're pretty good. We absolutely dominated PSG. We're 2-0 up. And then after they went down to 10 men, we just had like 65-70% of the ball and killed the game off. And then we played Toulouse, who we rotated, and we won 9-0. We had an injury as well. Training in Mariba's out for the next month. So it was kind of a playoff between Declan Rice, Niles, and or Juan Gomilo, who I decided to rest, who would probably be my choice for this game. And we went rampant, and it was probably one of the best games I've seen. Jean-Charles Legol, as we've been calling him of late, scored 4, and it was 4 of quality. Declan Rice's goal could be goal of the year, and was definitely pick of the bunch. I'm going to load that one up as well for you, YouTube. But yeah, Ogleg as well has not conceded yet this season. Murray obviously conceded a goal against Marseille, which was his fault. He saved the penalty, but he came for a cross and missed it. And he did concede in the Champions League from distance last game out. So, in my mind here, by the way, this is a goal and a half. Just have a look at this. Watch this go top bins. Like, that is Declan Rice, who I've been saying the whole time I'm going to sell. He went and did that, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, you know, our squad's massive, but I like using the whole squad. So, yeah, obviously, it's a massive game for us here against Real Madrid. And we'll go through their team a little bit more in depth when it loads up as well, because it's such a big game. But what it does mean for this game is I'm not sure what we're doing. The first thing is Daniel Santoro isn't past fit, and should be monitored. He's 5 days away from fitness. He, though, is next level and loves a big game. And this is as big as it comes. Real Madrid, who have FM'd us a couple of times in the league. In the Champions League. Juan Gamila could play in the role, and he's growing, and he looks absolutely fantastic. He is looking sensational. And Andre Martins, who I have put on the bench at a minimum for this game, does look pretty good at the moment. He also loves a big game. And I'm kind of on the edge. I know I'm not going to get 90 minutes out of Daniel, but Daniel could be the player that starts really good, plays the first 45, gets a goal, and then we're like, oh yeah, not problem. And he links up very well with Fabio. On the other mind, I could play Andre Martins. We do go ahead, and I don't have to waste a sub in the middle of the park. I can make another defensive change. And that's kind of like, I don't know which way to go. Twitch chat, is it Andre Martins or Daniel? Do you risk Daniel, or do we go with Andre? I think Andre's form kind of has been better too. So I'm going to do it. And then it's out of Juan Gamila or Niles. Now, Niles doesn't like a big game. And this is a big game. However, his form has been out of this world. He has been playing passes that you just don't even see. And the one goal he did play as an advanced playmaker. Now, Adranzinho is starting. I could play Wam and Niles together. The reason why I want to play Wam is Wam's form has been the same as Niles. And obviously being Spanish is a big thing. And it looks like he's going to get called up for Spain. Lastly, though, being a slightly younger and him developing so much at the moment, I am very tempted to give him the game. It is very, very, very tempting between the two. Because Niles has been sensational as well. And I think if we're behind, it allows me to bring Juan Gamila who can change a game on. Niles can change a game, but not in the way that you think. And saying that, though, if we were to do it at 0-0, you'd take Adranzinho off, bring Niles on as a deeper lying playmaker instead. I don't know what I would do. I think I'm going to go Juan Gamila. I may really regret that one. I just think because Niles doesn't like a big game and this is as big as it comes, we're going to do that. Lastly, Jack Foster's been dropped because Jean Todd's form has been out of this world. It's been insane, right? He started the year so well. He's world-class. He's my best player on paper. I do think Daniel and Jack Foster is my partnership going forward, right? I just think that Jean Todd, with the form he is at the moment, he's played against Real Madrid for Barcelona. He's interested at the moment by a couple of clubs. Real Madrid also were interested in him throughout the week, just gone as well. I think we're going to go with that. The big news is that means that Tosin isn't going to make the bench as well, which is all right. And Mariba obviously being injured, and Francisco Trincario obviously not. Oglev hasn't barely conceded, so we're going to go Oglev, Johnny Raz, Daniel, and Todd with Nori on the left side. Golmila and Adranzinho with Hadzic, Martins, Manio, and Silva. Ruben's form has been sensational. You could see him play against his own team. And it has to be said, Francisco Trincario is currently averaging a 9, and he's not playing. And Hadzic's form has not been great. Man, am I about to bring in the man, the myth, the legend? I am going to... Wow, that is massive. I'm really going to drop Mustafa Hadzic for this. I'm kind of like talking myself in and out of this. We know how good Hadzic is. He loves it, right? He loves it. And he's so good at what he does. But his form hasn't been there. That is massive. There's no way I'm dropping Legol. And do I really drop Ruben for this game? Don't want to really do that either. Trincaro's been in such good form. He's been non-stop amazing at the moment. Loves a big game too. He's a big game player. I think the smart thing to do would actually be to drop Daniel Santoro, but then we're only down to one midfield change in Niles, and if there was an injury early in the middle of the park, I don't have that defensive change. Daniel's not ready. Thanks, Mum. Daniel's not ready. That's fine. I don't need the sauce.
Just have it just in case.
Alright, easy. Thank you.
But you got to put it in the fridge.
Thank you. Exclamation mum in chat, or use your mum emote. There we are, boys. How am I going to start Francisco Trincao? He did it last year in the Champions League. I think we're doing it. Screw it. Could Ruda regret that? He's in such good form, though. He's in such good form. In both league games, he scored goals. You know what? The great words, fuck it. Send it. We licked the stamp and we sent it. And that's your team. That team has been picked based on form and based on who loves a big game and who has done it in the past. And there you go. What a side this is, by the way. I'm just going to say that we went through this whole team on stream just before, so I'm not going to do that again, right? But Pombo was at Liverpool, and we nearly signed him because we thought we were going to lose Fabio Silva, and we didn't. 40 million, went for Real Madrid for 102. He is out of this world. Fantastic, right? Out of this world. Fora was at Nantes, I do believe he was, and then went to Real Madrid for his release fee. Great striker, the French international. Not a problem. Barrio nearly came here. We choose Niles over Barrio a long time ago when Niles was a lot younger. Still stand by that. Ruben Diaz just moved here for big money as well. 35.5 million for a 32-year-old is big money in my eyes. Great player, though, the Portuguese international. Still looks sensational. And obviously, Leo Connor, we sold on for big money here for 65 million. Since then, has been good. He's only played 2 times in the league at an 8.05. Must have had an injury. He still looks sensational as the fullback that can play centre-back. And there we are. You also know about Vitali and I think it's like Leonos or whatever he is. And obviously, Villar was also at Strasbourg a long time ago. Chose to go to Real Madrid over a couple of other big clubs. I just never needed him. I should have probably picked him up because he is pretty good. And the Spanish international looks very, very decent indeed. We obviously have lined up pretty much how we've gone. It's not exactly full strength, but at the same time, it's not that bad. I have faith in the boys. We have Real Madrid. Score predictions in the chat. Yeah, this game had a lot of talking before it, but it's such a massive tie. Like, if we win this game here, we get a result against Hertha Berlin. We're in a very good position. A draw wouldn't be the worst result, but there we go. And Fabio's got the captain's armband for today. Savas not ready. Juninho is injured. Good player, but to be fair, I don't think he starts Real Madrid. Captain I makes things a bit easier for us, and away we go. It is us in the red, Madrid in the white. We have been FN'd by Madrid many times in the past. Hopefully today is not one of those days. And hopefully today we keep the ball really well, and we show Real Madrid exactly what we're made of in this system. 10 minutes in, very, very nervy start from both sides. No one yet to register a shot. There you go. And Hertha are 1-0 up early doors against Zenit. Struggling for the ball a little bit. 2 very similar systems. You know, we haven't played the 4-3 diagonal or the 4-4-2, variants. But there we go. First highlight is Oglev into Daniel. And it's a good ball into Johnny Raz. And we're usually very good at building from the back. And Johnny now chips back to Daniel. And, you know, we're usually pretty comfortable in the ball. Daniel's big switch finds Manio. What a ball from the world-class centre-back. Manio beating his man. Goes once, inside, and in the end, his effort's well wide. It has to be said, Manio's been really poor this year. The main reason I keep playing him, though, is that his form for Italy has been amazing. And he is that good that how do you drop him, even though the goal scored 4 goals last game. Anyway, 1 goal Miller now. Adrianzinho on an early booking. You don't want to see it. Johnny Raz, though, on this right-hand side, gets towards the byline. Cuts it. Adrianzinho now could go for goal. The Brazilian international. He doesn't score many, but the box-to-box role kind of gives him that license to get forward. He only has that 6 finishing, but he's got that good long shot of 14. He's very good at what he does, and it is 1-0 mess. Johnny Raz with the assist. It was good build-up play. Adrianzinho makes his run late, top of the box, picks his spot. Villar in goals is well beat. It's a great finish. And the Brazilian international scores. And of course, it's a highlight from kickoff because we're playing Real Madrid. And Villar goes into Romario Barrios. Van der Berg, good ball in the 4. We need you now, Oglev, please. What a save from Oglev. The 19 1-on-1s comes in clutch, makes himself massive. And we nearly conceded straight from kickoff. Well, we've been typical mess in the Champions League. Score a goal against a big side and concede. or dominate a game, concede, and then score one right in the 90th minute. You know, it would be typical mess if it was to happen. It didn't, thank Christ. And there we go. It's now a corner. And Vara's ball in. Headed away, but only as far as Reina, and he's very good on the ball. Finds Vara, good ball in. Pomby heads, and it's a goal. But he looked offside, and Pomby has been adjudged offside. And it's still going to be 1-0. And I've seen enough, really, to say, hey, we just scored. We've been playing sensational. From the moment we scored, it looks like we're just at 6s and 7s. It actually wasn't Pomby that was off. It was Vara. Pomby was well on. There you go. In the end, since the goal, we have struggled. But hopefully, by telling us to demand a bit more, we focus up, we get in the half-time 1-0. I can give him a bit of a bollocking for it. We do get in 1-0 at half-time. I am tempted to say, look, that has not been good enough. We haven't dominated the game. When we went 1-0 up, the thing we did next is we conceded a chance. They had a keeper bailed us from the corner. We didn't defend it well. I'm very tempted to say that. Far from pleased what I am going to say. Like, based on what, if we went 1-0, pardon me, I got the hiccups. If we went 1-0 up and we didn't concede those chances, we'd be very happy with that half. But the fact that we went 1-0 up and then immediately from the kickoff, we gave them a one-on-one, which they should have scored. And then from the corner, we just didn't defend the second situation anywhere as well. I think straight away, get aggressive. In the end, Johnny Raz, ball on this side, goes inside, poor from Johnny Raz. We look at 6s and 7s here. Saying that's a poor ball there. Jean heads down, one got Miller on a booking. Great ball over towards Manio, though, from Wam. And Manio now have a chance to cut it. He does. Fabio, big chance! Fabio scores. Villar probably should have saved it. But Fabio's there. Manio finally gets an assist this season. It's the first thing he's done in terms of a goal creation this year. He's got no goals, no assists in the league in 5 games. But Fabio puts it in. And we are 2-0 up against Real Madrid here in the group of death. Manio's ball in. Fabio raises highest. It's a great header. The keeper really should have done better. We're 2-0 to the good, but there's still enough time here. Both midfielders on bookings as well, and I don't really want the red card. So I'm thinking, Wyham's not had the best of game. It's a very early sub, but like for like with Niles, don't get sent off. And there we go. 2-0 was what my dim sim predicted, by the way, lads. With Fabio scoring, at the moment, it's looking pretty good from North Beach. It reckons Fabio's prediction, my dim sim's prediction is pretty good. 68 minutes played, 2-0 looking good. Starting to really, really control the game a little bit. Manio's picked up a knock. With that in mind, he's coming straight off. A goal on the break, by the way, would be incredible. So we're going to do that. And Manio here, before he comes off with a moment, puts a ball in. Francisco really should have scored. It would have vindicated him starting as if he scored then. He didn't, but it's okay. Time ticking away here. We're 2-0 to the good. We're looking really good. I'm just going to praise the boys. Like, boys, it's been pretty good. They look fired up with the praise. It's a highlight here. We're 2-0 to the good. I'm not going to make my last change just yet. Wait for the highlight. Hopefully it's not us conceding, but it's very well worked here. Adranzinho does superb. Now, just don't lose it. Finds Daniel. Been very cool, calm, and collected from us, apart from the top 5 to 10 minutes after we scored it. The goal now. Still with it. Good ball into Nori. Good run. Numbers in the box. Nori cuts it. Francisco heads into the bar. He's had a pretty good game out there, hasn't he? Just hasn't put the chances away. And fire down the other end. Good target from Todd. We've looked really good at the back. Going to take him off here. I think Ruben against his former club could come on. Hadzic, though, hasn't really played too much because of that. I'm going to give Hadzic the go, just to go, hey, you've been playing games, don't get upset at me. We'll just get Hadzic in for the last few. They bring this pacey Hitman on, but not long left here. Niles now on the ball. It's a good ball in the goal. Good position from the goal too. Great switch to Adranzinho. What a move this could be from Mess. Adranzinho going on a great run here. Can cut it to Johnny. In the end, it got to Johnny. Finds Hadzic. Adranzinho's there. Oh my, it's free. And Adranzinho scores a double. And there we go. It's 3-0. Madrid have been cast aside here in France. Who would have seen this coming? Adranzinho finds Johnny Raz somehow. Hadzic there. Should have went to Johnny Raz from the pass. First time. Villar's beat. And there we go. It's 3-0. It's all she wrote. My Dimson's prediction goes down the drain right at the end. And that is superb from us. What a performance. Oglev deserves some praise. You know, he doesn't make the one-on-one save. It's 1-1. It's a different ball game. He made that. 363 minutes without conceding as well from Oglev. And yeah, you know, Juan Gomila didn't have the best of game. Niles didn't have enough time to impact it. Andre Martins didn't do much, but I honestly think Francisco got a 7.3, and I thought he really should have scored a couple. So I'm really happy we played Francisco in that game there. It's a 3-0 win. I'm very happy with the result and the way you played, boys. I am pretty happy with that. We didn't have the best record against the Spanish clubs in the save, but this is a dominant game. Yeah, that was pretty dominant. Berlin winning 3-0 as well. Serrano scoring, who I think plays at the back. He does, yes, there you go. And Aguirre also plays. No? Oh, yeah, I know who this is. Yeah, wow. So, Berlin going to be interesting. We're definitely going to show you that Berlin game. It kind of leaves us now well clear. 3 points ahead of Madrid. 3 points ahead of Berlin with them to play. If we were to win the next game against Berlin at home, right, leaves us 9 points. We play Zenit once more. We should then get through. That's why that game there was massive against Madrid. If we drew or we lost, it would have been all to play for. We got Berlin. We've got to play Madrid. We've got to play Zenit. If we win that game against Berlin, we've got to play Zenit once more, and we should get the 12 points, and that should be enough to get us out the group. It may not be enough to top it, because who knows what goes on between these two boys. But yeah, very, 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 very interesting to see what goes on. I'll see you guys, as Manio is only out for a little bit. I'll see you guys on YouTube in just a second for that Hertha Berlin game. We've got 2 games in between here, stream. Links down below, like and subscribe, and, well, we're in a very good spot. If we beat Berlin, it'll be even better. Welcome back, YouTube. It is Damien, and of course, it is now our third group game here against Hertha Berlin. We are on 6 points. Win this one, we're on 9 points. We are then 6 points clear of Hertha Berlin, and we're in a very good spot. However, we have history against German sides and bottling leads and not scoring goals when you dominate, and Hertha Berlin side is pretty unreal, and we're going to go through that before we get into the game. Big thing of note, though, is Mustafa Hadzic has failed his fitness test. He did just suffer a bruised head in training. He was probably good enough to play. But I feel like just with the form of everything that's going on, Francisco played a really good game. I'm going to drop him. I'm going to get Francisco out there. And Ruben, yet again, isn't going to start another game, but is going to probably find his way off the bench if possible. Mariba's come back from injury. It's the first game he's been available for. But the form of Niles has been sensational. So I'm going to keep Niles in there too. And apart from that, I feel like the rest of the team's self-explanatory. Savas Aaron has been coming back from injury. Johnny Raz played in the league game just before as well. So I'm just going to rotate him. And Le Gaulle, yet again, against Lyon was a fantastic. We beat OJ Nice 5-1, and we were pretty good in that game there. Pretty happy with that. Gareth had a really good game as well, it has to be said. But Le Gaulle scored and got a couple of assists in this one here. And Le Gaulle is currently averaging, an 8.28 in his last 5 games. But Manio's been struggling to really influence. Apart from the set-piece assist that he's got this year, he hasn't created anything in open play and hasn't scored. So with that in mind, I'm going to do that. Murray complained about first-team football to me over the international break because of Oglev's great form. I still believe that this might include the rough of Murray, right? We got Tossin to say, look, just focus on your football, and he agreed. Oglev's coming in. Savas is going to come in at right back. Very good fullback, obviously. Savas is pretty elite, so it doesn't really matter. With Daniel and Todd. Todd has just been out of this world in form, so I'm going to play him over Foster. And Nori is going to go at left back. Important to note, Beto's been growing really well. Niles is going to play because of that form. Adrianzinho, obviously, last Champions League game, unbelievable. Santoro's back from injury and played really well in the league. Francisco's getting his moment here in the sun. I just can't find the heart to drop him. And he's going to play out there. Legal on that side with Fabio up top. Expect to see Ruben. Expect to see, hopefully, Moriba back from injury as well. Gareth's been in great form if we need to go get goals. Averaging a 7.94. Wanted by Real Madrid, of all people, is Gareth Williamson. And he's been, banging them in. You know, it's 3 goals. It's 4 and 7. All off, basically, the bench. Yeah, so it's pretty good to see what it is going to be. We are going to get into the fixture here as well. My mum is talking super loud, isn't she? Right? She's talking super loud. And there we go. Anyway, we'll be alright. We're going to get into this one here. Score prediction here against Berlin. Right? This is a massive, massive tie. If you go to the Champions League, you go to the group, right? There it is there, just in the top left-hand corner. Win this, 3 wins from 3. We have played the 2 hardest games that we're going to have at home done. Our last home game would be Zenit, and it would be in the last game of the group. That would be a game to go to 12 points. That would be okay. So it'd be very interesting to see. By the way, I don't understand how Sharonoli, by the way, was a first seed. This Belarusian's going to get scouted, though. How are they going in their group? This is just a sidetrack, just to see. They're third in the group. They did beat Fenerbahce, but they've lost 2 times, 2-1. FCSM are topping the group. That is interesting. Pedro, who's on loan from Man City, worth the scout. All right. Enough about that. Let's get into our game here against Hertha Berlin. I don't know how long this YouTube episode has been so far. I'll see when it's edited back, but I do think that I'm going to put it all as one episode. Anyway, Van der Voort is in goals. Everybody knows who Van der Voort is. Very good keeper. World class, the Belgian. Obviously, they got Takahiro, very, 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 very experienced. Japanezo, very good as well. Serrano there in the middle is world class. I went after this guy and just didn't have the money to get him at the time. When he went to Real Madrid, he chose to go to Real Madrid over me, and then I went after him around here, and they kept asking for 90, 80 million. In the end, Berlin paid it. Berlin have that much money. Ken Bowley, though, is a very, very, very good German centre-back that I think's been here for a very long time. Nicky Archie's another full-back that is pretty damn good, the German. Antonio Jose, obviously, the stream knows about him. Those that remember back many years ago when I was looking for a left-back and we actually bought in... Nouri. We actually went for this guy first. 21 million he went to Man City and then went for 42 million to Berlin. And this guy just looks out of this world. He looks sensational. Played 28 caps for Brazil. He is pretty good at what he does. Giannis, I don't know who that is, but capped twice by Germany at 20. Looks like a pretty exciting wonder kid. He's definitely going to be worth more than 5 million, that's for sure. Mayer as well. Very, very, very good at what he does. Alessandro, obviously a very good winger. Not the best winger that they have, that's for sure, because they've got Ventrulli on the bench and Esposito too. It's really odd. Aguero is obviously pretty good. We've seen Aguero enough times in the save to know how good he is, but it's the guy that's alongside him. For those that are a keen rememberer, we played Man City in the semi-final of the Champions League twice. One time we went through. The second time, this guy started for City instead of sitting on the bench. He scored a hat-trick at the Etihad. He then moved to Berlin for 114 million. I kid you not, 114 million. And he has been absolutely sensational, Nick Bloeman. He is one of the best strikers in world football. They are on the bench as well. You people know. I'm surprised Mirko's not starting at all. He is out of this world, the Italian. Sebastian Esposito is probably their best players on the bench too. So I'm guessing he's been injured. Looks like he has with 77 there as well. Moreno as well. Dominguez and this guy here as well. It's actually got a very good average rating. Plays up front. Very well-rounded 20-year-old wonder kid as well. Worth the scout. But into the dressing room we go. It's a very, very, very strong team. And Berlin kind of know they have to come out here and get a result if they want to stay within touching distance of me and Madrid. Because you would imagine Madrid are going to win against... Zenit. Anyway, Wets are unbeaten in 4 matches against Berlin, which is good, but we have drawn a couple of them. It's a bit like Swiss Army knife. And yeah, big result. Paulie reckons we're going to win 4-0. Sun Passing reckons we're going to win 2-1. And North Beach and My Dibson reckons we're going to win 3-1. I personally think if we keep a clean sheet, we'll be fine. I just know how good this Hertha Berlin side is. Like, I was very shocked that we beat Real Madrid 3-0. We battered Madrid. I honestly think, on paper, this Hertha Berlin side is just as good. Anyway, Tomasu heads, and it's going to find Tremoni, whose ball into Aguero is really good. And look at the runners. There's a great ball to Antonio Jose, who volleys into the post. Oglev was beat, but in the end, it's 0-0, 14 minutes played, and we had a first warning shot there from Berlin. My mum is doing my fucking head in, man. Like, seriously, like, shut up. 1 second. Far out. I was trying to like commentate over it and like get through the YouTube episode without it, but fuck me, no indoor voice at all with that fucking mum. And away we go. Like, seriously, just quiet. Talk on the phone, but you don't need to yell. It's just on the other line. Anyway, Nick Bloeman into Mayer. Back into Bloeman. Beats a man. Good run from Nick. His efforts just over the bar. This Berlin side have come out and have been miles better. I'm going to tell us to get a little bit creative here. Mainly just to try and go, hey boys, get on the ball, off you go. I feel like demand more something for when you're playing like bad and you're in the lead or something. Get creative, something to be like, get on the ball and create. At the moment, that is one of the worst halves we've had all year here at Mess. At least we're not 1-0 down. We should be too. They've got a couple yellow cards in the middle of the park, and as soon as I say that, Zenit picks up one. And there we are, highlight. Is it our first highlight here? Niles on the ball, has not had the impact I've seen. It's a good ball to Adrian Zinho. He's got numbers around. His ball finds Fabio. The ball finds Trincao. That's a ball and a half to Legol. And Legol scores. And it's 1-0. It's our first moment. And the goal-scoring form of John Charles Legol, he has started because he's been averaging an 8.28 in his last 5 games. Has been amazing. Scored 4 goals in 1 game. Is not non-stop scoring, non-stop assisting. And in the end, it's a ball and a half from the Mr. Experienced Francisco Trincao, who is just... We were thinking about selling him because we have so many right wingers. And there we go. Charles does it again. And there we go. Antonio Jose, though, on the ball, finds Bloeman, blot. Agueri's there. Ball blot. Falls to Giannis, who fires well high and wide. But just like we did against Madrid, an immediate chance straight from scoring. It's something I don't want to see. Savas, though, finds Niles again. Good ball in the Trincao. He's starting to really dictate this game. And look at him go, Francisco. He's running. What a run. We've seen him score from there before. He obviously saved the save against Roma where he did something very similar. And unfortunately for us, blast high and wide. At the moment, though, we've got a 1-0 lead. We've not had this game kind of in the balance. Like, it's not been our sort of game. If anything, they've been the slightly better side. But at the moment, not bad. Niles doesn't win it, and it's got to be 2 against 2 on the break. We really need Daniel to step up here. He doesn't. Bloeman holds it up lovely. In the end, it's done well enough. It falls to Giannis, and Giannis now, with a run, still going is Giannis. Good ball in. Agueri looked offside. Referee said no. Falls there. Nori's beat. The ball in back to Antonio Jose heads, and it's 1-1 just like that. 1-1, 65 minutes played, and you've got to be spared to Hertha Berlin. They have deserved that. And for the first time in the Champions League, we are level. I think that's the first goal we've conceded in the group as well. Nuri just dives in, didn't need to. It's a great header from Antonio Jose, the man we tried to sign many years ago. And it is 1-1. And with that in mind, there's a highlights we've got to make a change. It means we're conceding. Fuck my life. Not from like that we're not conceding. But there we go. Oglev. It's got numbers in the middle of the park. Just roll it here, man. Like, fucking, why are you taking so long, Og? Eventually finds Adranzinho. Niles, good on the ball. He looks for Fabio. That is a stupid. Francisco Trincao, though, has been everywhere in the second half and wins it. Beats Antonio Jose. Beats the second one. Comes inside. His ball in. That is horrid. Falls to Fabio. Cleared. Interesting highlight. Nothing clean here from Mess. We've been really poor. Savas' balls put Daniel under pressure, but he does well. Niles now. Good touch from him. Inside to Santoro. Santoro, though, Daniel going on a run. Goes for goal, and that's pretty poor. We're just struggling to create at the moment. And with that in mind, I'm going to make a couple of changes. Fabio's not really having his best of game. Gareth can go out there. The goal's got the goal. Daniel's not having his best of game. Wang or Mila, I'm going to put some faith in him and put him in there. Double change. And away we go. I feel like there's one more change coming. Anyway, the goal's good on the ball. Chips it. Daniel heads! Let's go! The goal yet again with an assist from a set piece. And Daniel at the backstep heads at the goal. We've seen him time and time again rise from set pieces. A big boy he is. Van der Voort beat. It's 2-1. And all of a sudden my change thinking about how we can go for it is now changed into, okay, what defensive change can I make? One Miller in space though. Maybe we could get a third and really just not worry about it. Never mind. Sorry for even thinking it. If he just play the ball, it was alright. Nuri chases back brilliantly. And then leaves Mirko free. Oglev versus Mirko Velentruli. What a save from Oglev and thumped away by Savas. Wow. Oglev comes on clutch again. Rightio. Could bring Jack Foster in, another more defensively minded player playing in the middle of the park. It's definitely an option. Johnny Raz can play in the middle of the park. He's very good in the middle of the park as well. Definitely can play in there. He's a bit more of a defensively minded player. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's get Johnny Raz, a deep line playmaker, on defend with Adranzinho and the ball-winning midfielder on defend. Just get two boys to really sit. Still going to stay positive. Still going to stay on this lower tempo. But we will change to a bit more defensive now. It's going to go a bit more shorter too. Play for a set, please. Be a bit more disciplined. Going to regroup, slow down, hold the shape. Slow it right down before you play it out. I'm just going to drop off here. I'm going to do that too. And there we are. Time ticks. If anything, our fullback should be bloody on wingbacks on defend as well. Would be annoyed if our fullbacks bombed on here and just, yeah. Time ticking. Highlight. It's not what you want to see. Nick Bowman. What a player he is. What a run it is. Bloman still going. Goes for goal in the end. It was very tame and falls to Oglev. Something tells me that's not the highlight. Something tells me something's about to happen here. This is where I don't mind if Oglev holds it, drops it, rolls it, does whatever. In the end, he finds Johnny Raz. Good ball out to the goal. Want him to run? Why are you overlapping for Nori? Why? Why are you on the overlap for? Get fucking back there. Wangomila. Johnny Raz. Nori's going again. Finds Wangomila. Good run from Gareth. Was ignored. Gamila goes for goal. Blocked. Here they come. Here they come. Mayer now. 30 seconds left to go. Come on, boys. Please hold on. Mayer. Back a line. Dayot. It would be typical mess to concede right now, and then we go lose against Real Madrid, and all of a sudden we're in the game. We're in the trenches. Instead, the pass is long, and that should be all she wrote. What a win. We were poor in the night. We got better as the game went on, but we were poor. First half, Berlin definitely deserved the lead, and they definitely deserved to get level. In the end, it was a set piece, a great ball in from Jean-Charles Legault, who we started over Manio and got a man in the match performance, vindicated by choosing the man in form over the world-class Manio. And in the end, we win 2-1. We're 3 wins from 3 in the group of death. We did not do it easy like we did against Madrid there, but it does not matter. Madrid found a way past Zenit as well. Zenit are really turning into the whooping boys here of Group A. But that leaves us in a very, very, very good spot. 9 points from 3 games with 3 wins. We've now on a away trip to Madrid, away trip to Berlin, and a trip at home, back home, to play Zenit. Worst comes to worst, I see us getting 12 points. And I think with 12 points, with Berlin still to play Madrid, and with Madrid probably being the better of the 2 teams, it probably leaves us in a spot we've got to definitely at least qualify from the group. It's just a matter if we top the group or not. From here, being on 9 points, we know if we draw against Madrid, we draw against Berlin, we beat Zenit, we're going to probably top the group as well. So it's really up to us to top the group, and it's something that we have struggled to do in the last couple of seasons here at Mess as well. We're in this position, all of a sudden we go drop a couple of games, next minute you finish second, you go get Spurs, you're out the Champions League. Does that sound familiar? That was last year. So, yeah. In the end, though, very happy with that. It's a great win from us, and I'll see you guys in just a second, YouTube, for game number 4, which I think is Berlin, away in Germany. Welcome back. It is game number 4 of the European Champions Cup, of the Champions League here in Group A. And just to recap before we play Berlin away in Berlin, we are on 9 points, but Real Madrid and Zenit have already played, and as you can see, Madrid in the earlier kickoff today got a 3-1 win away in Spain. It puts the pressure on big time on Berlin, who know that if they do not get a result in this game here, a draw or a win, it would mean that they have to beat Madrid, beat Zenit, hope we beat Madrid, and they topple them on results against team and then goal difference. Berlin know if they get a draw, it puts it in their hands, but they win both games. We still have to beat Madrid for them. And they also know if they do beat us, they go to 6 points, and it's a lot easier for them to still qualify as well. For ourselves, it's a very straightforward task. A point here is massive, especially with us playing Zenit on the final day. It would kind of mean that we're probably not going to finish lower than second. And a win here pretty much goes, well, a draw out of our last 2 games, one of our last 2 games against Madrid or Zenit should be enough to see us top the group. But we'd have to draw then win. Obviously not draw, lose. Anyway, I would imagine against Zenit at home we're going to pump them. Anyhow, the dogs are barking. What's new? Oglev's going in goals because he has been our Champions League goalkeeper. Johnny Raz with Daniel and Todd with Noria at the left-hand side. We got a Pay Morib is back from injury, scored a very nice goal and has actually been playing sensational and is back into his world-class status as well, which is nice to see. Adrian Zinho is suspended for this game here, so Niles, who's been in sensational form, is going to find his way into the team. He's been playing out of this skin this season. I've been enjoying him so much. It's so nice to have Niles back in the team. Hadzic is going to come in. Was tempted to start Ruben, but Hadzic's form's been really good. And with Manio having a really good game in the league, not last game out, but the game before, Legault was going to make way for Manio. Centura and Silva, very self-explanatory starts here. In terms of the league, we beat Berlin, we beat RC Lens 3-0. Manio, who I did say has not been assisting from open play lately, and as all his assists have come from set pieces and hasn't really scored. 3 assists in this game. 3 lovely runs where he beat his man, got to the byline, 3 lovely cutbacks. Also, Fabio didn't score in his last 3 games up into this one and then scored there. Against Monaco, though, we did rotate. We needed Andre Martins to score a free kick in the 56th minute. We had something like 30 shots and like 70% of the ball. We dominated. Moriba scored a very nice one, and Ruben scored a very nice goal, which was set up by none other than Alessandro Bagno. I think it was, anyway. It might have been the goal. I'm not sure. Anyway, got to submit the team here. We know about this Berlin side because we've obviously been through it before. And I know this episode's going a bit longer, so I am going to go out there and I am going to just kind of get through this game a bit quicker. Same thing probably with the Real Madrid game. And then as long as the first spot is kind of secured for the final game, I'm just going to give you the highlights of the Zenit game and then get into the, obviously, the group stage, the first knockout round draw. However, we need to make sure we qualify, and we do need to make sure we beat this Berlin side, who gave us a run for our money, or arguably the better side away in France, and did lose that game. And it's the exact same lineup they had then that they're playing now. And here we go, and we have pretty much gone like for like as well, so it'll be a very interesting game, it has to be said. It's a great opportunity to show the pundits why we are who we are and why they should back us. And we are obviously going to go and do what we always do, which is press and score predictions in the chat. After watching what happened against Berlin last time out, I'm very, 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 very wary of how good they're going to be. The one thing I will say is that Moriba's come back in, though, into this team as well. And he's a big factor. But I also know that we played super poor at home. And I know if we play how we have been playing and it's a good performance, we won't blow them out the park, but we should win. Anyway, Hadzic, though, with the ball, comes inside. And his ball finds Santoro, whose ball finds Johnny Raz lovely. Lots of room for John. Can he get a good ball? He cuts it. Niles loves it on his left peg. Oh my God, what a goal. Oh my God. If you're in FM right now, like Paulie, tab out and watch that. That is a drive of absolute Gerrard-esque quality. Johnny Raz cuts it back, sets himself first time, and spits her along the floor into the bottom bin. And that is as good and as clean as you're going to see. And that is 1-0. What a goal from Niles. Manio with a ball in, cleared away. Hadzic now. That is a sensational goal. Great ball over to Moriba. Heads down. Santoro volleys over. And it could have been 2 inside 5 minutes. Instead, it's still only 1-0. And now Berlin on the ball down the other end. Agueri. Tramoni. Ball into Tommy. Headed away by Daniel Niles now. Good ball, Fabio. 1 against 1. You don't want to see Fabio Silva running at you. And he stands up his man. Beats him in the end. The effort against Van der Voort, who stood up nicely, was good. And Van der Voort on the break unleashes a good kick to the left-hand side. And Antonio Jose on it. And in the end, Johnny Raz fouls him in a dangerous area. And I think he's going to go into the book here. I'm not sure if he did. I think he got away with it. And now it's a corner down the other end. And Manio looks for Jean Todd. Doesn't find him. Niles, though. Manio again. Comes inside. It's deflected and in off Serrano, the elite centre-back. And we are 2-0 to the good here inside 10 minutes. Manio celebrates like if he scored the goal that won the World Cup. Calm down, my boy. It's an own goal as well. It's a good run. But there we go. We're 2-0 to the good. And this is a lot different than the game that happened in France. Great run from Manio. Deserved the goal. Has to be said. Serrano really has to try and block it. It's a bit unfortunate. And in the end, it is 2-0. Mess. But an early highlight straight away again from the goal. And maybe Berlin can build in the end. What a tackle from Johnny Raz. But it falls to Mayer. Santoro stands up his man. Dayot, who did start in this game. We don't think he started last game. It's the only change from this team, I think, for Herver. Now that I look at it again. Anyhow, they're on this right-hand side. It's a good run. Good block from Nouri. But it falls to him again. Nouri doesn't do enough this time. Tommy Jans can hit it. Doesn't. In the end, they keep it nice. The ball blocked, falls the tram again. I feel like this is going to be a massive chance for him. Antonio Jose heads, and like what he did in the first game in France, heads in. Oglev probably should bail us out, to be fair. A keeper of his quality should get a strong enough hand to save this. He doesn't. And it's that man again, Antonio Jose, who we tried to sign many moons ago, heading another goal through Oglev and in. And it's 2-1. It's their first chance that they've had. It's a lot different than what happened in France, where they dominated the ball and they dominated the possession in the game. But still, this game is slightly in the balance. The ball from Manio wasn't the greatest free kick, has to be said. Niles on a booking here early too, which is not great. Moriba, though, Hadzic. Moriba, good ball out to Manio in a lot of space. He won't miss that. Alessandro Manio doesn't miss them. He's too good to not miss them. And there we go. It's a great move. Moriba with an assist. And we are back to our 2-goal advantage and a 3-1 up inside 20 minutes. And there we go. Niles picking up the ball. Good ball to Mariba. Just got it to Hadzic. Got it back with enough room to just dink it into Manio. One touch. Thanks for coming into that far bin. Keeper can't do much. And it is now 3-1. And look, barring something crazy, from what we've seen in this game so far, I feel like we're pretty much home and hosed here. And we're going to be on 12 points from 4 games in the group of death. It's not like mess. It's not like mess at all to be like this in the Champions League group stage, but I'm happy. Anyway, Oglev in the Centauros could drop very deep, which I don't mind. Johnny Raz now finds Hadzic, beats his man and sells him, and comes inside. Well done, Mr. Mustafa. Going on a run. What a run it is too. Sets himself. In the end, Van der Voort made a pretty decent save to his right-hand side, but it is what it is, and we're 3-1 to the good. 40-odd minutes played. Pretty happy. If they score right now, though, it'd be such against the run of play. Right on half-time too. In the end, Aguirre, it falls the block, and it falls the tram. And Tremoni scores. And it's 3-2. And just against the run of play. That's typical mess. Where you're dominating a game and you just cop one. And there we go. They haven't really done too much. We've dominated the ball. There you go. Look, I'm pleased with how it's going because we're dominating, but the fact that it's only 3-2, it's not great. The defence is having a shocker. Oglev's not having his best of game in goal because he really should have saved the first one. And you just never know. 3-2 here against Berlin. It's a good ball in. Bloemen heads over, and if it was that, it was 3-3. And there we go. It would be typical mess in the Champions League to go and say, here's the lead, but drop back. And this makes things a bit nervy as well if we don't win this game too. Antonio Jose, their key man, comes off. One of their key men. We have Manio, who's not looking 100%, even though he's having a good game. And the goal's going to come in, like for like. As simple as that as well. You know, obviously, the goal is in such good goal-scoring form. We've been calling him the goal. And obviously gets a lot of assists, so it doesn't really matter. Manio, though, with the knock, I don't know what type of knock it was. I'm just going to let it be. And yeah, anyway, day up with a good ball. Looking for Bloemen, who is sensational. Bloemen's starting to run the show here. He beats Sarata. And in the end, Johnny Raz does enough. Is the highlight over, though? No. It's a good ball here. Aguirre now. Big chance. Oglev, what a save. It's a big 1-on-1 save from the big Russian in goals. Jeez, it really could have been 3-3. Hadzic is about to come off too because he's on a booking and not playing well. Ball in, headed. Daniel Santoro off the goal line now. And we're at 6s and 7s all of a sudden. We've gone from dominating 3-1 up, looking really good, to conceding right on half-time to, oh boy, this game is now swinging in the favour of Hertha Berlin. Hadzic off, Ruben on. Bit of a winger, bit more on the break. And there we go. I'm just going to tell us to demand a little bit more here as well. 15 to go. Get into 10 minutes to go. And we can start thinking about a defensive change here. This game has been very nervy, very tight, and very tense. And really, to be fair, we really should have had this game put to bed here by half-time. In the end, we haven't. And it's a highlight here, just as we're about to make a defensive change. Maybe it's us on the break. It's not. It's Bloemen. It's a ball in. It's Aguirre blocked. Falls the Bloemen chips. It's not away. It's blocked. It's something. It's an indirect free kick for offside. And jeez me. That was nervy. Very nervy indeed. You got to say, if you're Hertha Berlin, you feel a little bit hard done by at home and away, that you have not got something out of either game at the moment. I would agree. This second half from them has been an absolute stormer, and they're going to have nothing to show from it. I don't really have a defensive change I can really make. I'm going to take off Moriba. We're going to bring Jack Foster as a ball in midfield and defend with Niles deeper. And I'm just going to tell the boys to drop off that little bit more and not play with an offside trap. And I think that is what we're going to go to. We're hoping for no highlight. Hoping the change comes in, which it does with Jack comes in here. Time ticks away and we get the win. Mercifully, we get home. 3 goals inside 20 minutes, looking like we're dominating the game, looking like we're home and hose, looking like we're the team to score a 4th or a 5th, and then out of nowhere they scored in the 45th minute, and then from then on it was all Hertha Berlin, and we get a little lucky to get away with that one there, and we do win the game. And look, Niles' goal is sensational. That was one of my most enjoyable goals of the season so far, was Niles' first time hit there, our first goal there, but that was a pretty good game. We're through, and we pretty much should be qualified now for the first knockout round. We are, it says there. Niles is fantastic. Not a lot you can do. Done. We're qualified through the group. If you go to Group A, we have qualified, but we're not top of the group. A point or a win against Madrid away from home would seal it. A win for Madrid would make a goal difference in results against teams and go down to the final day where we do have Zenit. But if we could get a point or a win against Madrid in the next game, in game number 5 of the group stage, we would top the group, and that is definitely the spot we want to be in. So for everybody here on YouTube, we'll see you guys in just a second for the Real Madrid game at the Bernabeu. Welcome back, YouTube. It's Damien, and it's not the 5th group stage game. I actually thought we had Real Madrid. We actually had Zenit in the 5th group stage game, which means that we were going to then really smack Zenit, which we did. We won 6-0. And I was only going to bring you the Real Madrid game if it mattered as well, because I am worried that we've done 4 games this episode already, and it's probably very lengthy. By the time I edit it, it's going to be quite long. So thought this was a very smart time to, bring you a game, just the highlight of the goals. We won 6-0. Fabio got man of the match. There's a bit of a story behind that, though. But the big thing is, if you scroll all the way down here, Berlin tried to give themselves a way to get out the group by beating Madrid. Unfortunately for them, because Madrid won by 2 clear goals at home as well and have more away goals, Real Madrid, as results against teams, is going to then finish second. If Berlin did score 1 more goal, they would have a better a better head-to-head ratio than Madrid because of the aggregate score of the 2 legs, over the 2 legs, and that's what it went down to the final day. If we beat Madrid and Berlin beat Zenit, and the goal difference was good enough for Berlin, they would get into second, but because Madrid scored that second goal in the 73rd minute, means that they're going to finish second in the group. What it does mean is that I'm not going to bring in the Real Madrid game, even though it's nice to see a game at the Bernabeu. I'm just going to come back again with the highlights because I am wary of how long this episode's going to be. Now, before we get into the goals of this game here, Fabio Silva was on a 6.2 up until the 62nd minute where he scored the goal, right? He was on a 6.2, he was missing chances, was booked, he missed a couple of clear-cut headers, and I was just like, here we go again. And we're only 2-0 up at half-time, and then Fabio decided to be Fabio Silva, and next minute it's game over. Very well played, no one had a bad game, a few boys came off the bench. In terms of the group game, in terms of the league games he missed, we beat Press 1-0, and we beat Nims 2-0. But yeah, Zenit pushed aside. Going to show you the goals, obviously, here. No goals that are crazy. Fabio's goals are all very, nice, but nothing out of the ordinary, really. Just a lot of finishes. I think the best moment is the pass from Andre Martins for the first goal is unbelievable because it goes up in the air. There's a good goal from Mariba. We see it all the time. It goes up in the air and he cushions volleys this ball into Manio like it's no tomorrow. Like, this would be so hard to do. Over the shoulder, cushions into the channel of Manio. It's a sensational pass. Andre Martins, eat your heart out. I think that's the goal of the game because of how good the assist was. It just lets it drop over his shoulder and just cushions it. In the end, Fabio finally scored. It took that for him to score. And then after that, it was just the Fabio Silva show. There's also a great cross from Niles that comes up for the last one. In the end, Fabio gets a bit lucky. It falls back to him. It's another volley. It's a pretty good goal. In the end, it's emphatic. He's not going to miss from there. It's Fabio Silva, right? The ball then comes back out. The Manu finds Niles. That's a ball and a half. Onside by a mile as well. We timed it perfect and just flicks it past the keeper. No dramas. And then the lucky last one. Manu gets a little bit lucky but beats his man. Gets towards the edge of the area. Cuts it in there. Fabio heads. And it is all she wrote. And that is all she wrote for that little part of the episode there. It's a 6-0 win. We're topping the group of death. We played 5 in the group of death and we won 5 in the group of death. I complained when I got this group. In the end, we've pissed it in. It wouldn't surprise me to go and lose to Real Madrid now on the in the final group stage game. But hey, I'm going to rotate. I don't really care. We're topping the group. I'll see you guys for the highlights of the Real Madrid game and then, of course, the group stage draw. No, the first knockout round draw of the Champions League. And hopefully, finally, we get ourselves an easy first round tie. It would be nice. Welcome back, YouTube. It's Damien, and we qualified in style, and to make it even better, we qualified with maximum points from the group of death. 6 games played, 6 wins, 20 goals for. We only conceded 4, and yes, we beat Real Madrid. I'm just going to highlight the everything there. So obviously, working away from bottom to up, we played Zenit first up 1-3-1. We beat Madrid 3-0. We beat Berlin 2-1 and 3-2 in some crazy games of football. Hertha Berlin, very unlucky. I would imagine in the games that they played against Madrid, they were very good as well. And obviously, we beat Zenit 6-0, and we just beat Madrid 3-0, and I'm going to show you that there in Spain. I just want to really have a look at this first tie that they played here against Madrid, Hertha Berlin. Like, were they in the game at all? They get pumped. Oh, no, they didn't get pumped, but they weren't great. That was pretty poor showing. So, yeah, obviously, that's what's cost them. They've ended up on 9 points, but because of results against the teams, because Madrid have a better goal, better aggregate score than Hertha Berlin because of the away goals rule, they qualify. So obviously, if they didn't concede the 73rd minute goal, it would go with results. Go on results against teams would be a tie because they both have the same aggregate score. What was it? 3-1. Yeah, it would have been 4-1. Berlin actually would have jumped them, and Berlin would be through. So that goal is so important for Madrid, and that keeps them in the Champions League. But anyway, enough about that. We beat Madrid at home. It was an even-ish game. We dominated the game. We looked really good. This system's really good for us. I say all this. I'm about to tell you, we lost our first game in 60 games in the league. We lost 1-0 to Dijon. Anyway, we kept the ball pretty well. Opening half was pretty good from us, just didn't score. Savas puts a ball in across the box here, finds his way to Manio, puts it through. Rodriguez is beat. We go 1-0 up. We played a slightly rotated side, slightly strong side. Can I say Savas Aaron has grown into a better fullback than Johnny Raz at the moment. Gareth come back from injury, his first game back, gets a header, and I literally was taking him off as that happened. Would have taken him off anyway. We did. And then we win the ball back. Argentina finds Fabio, who came back on, dropped the shoulder, beats his man. He 1v1 versus Villa, beats him easy. And there we go. It's 3-0 and all she wrote. But yes, we did lose our first game in the league in a very long time. We beat EA 4-0, but we lost to Dijon 1-0, and it was not pretty showing. Fabio Silva missed a 28th minute penalty to put us 1-0 up. For the first time, went to the goalkeeper's right, or to the left of the screen. He always hits his penalties into the far right-hand corner or to the keeper's left. For the first time in a very long time, he's hit it to the keeper's right. And if you're Gallandiano and you have a goalkeeper coach and the goalkeeper team, they should be telling him to dive left anyway. So I was a bit annoyed that he's actually gone the right way and saved it. But yeah, in the end, there we go. We got hit on the break from our own corner. They had 3 shots too. We had 19 shots, 8. Fabio missed that many headed chances. Manio missed a couple of big ones. Everyone missed chances. No matter what I did, everyone just kept missing. Ruben had a header in the 90th minute from the 6-yard box, which he ballooned over the bar. It was just one of those things. There's games on Football Manager where Football Manager goes, you won too many, you have to lose one. And this was it. And the counter-attack they had was 2 passes. And you know how 1-on-1s are a bit broke on FM? Cousin just went and blasted into the top bin like it was easy. It was, one of those things. Anyhow, we're still going to win the league, and it's still going to be a very successful year. And if anything's to go by how good we were in the group, we shouldn't fear anybody, because playing Madrid home and away and battering Real Madrid home and away is something we've never done before. And the fact that we were poor against Hertha Berlin at home and away from home at Hertha Berlin, we played a very interesting tie. The fact that we won both of those games against a very strong, that Hertha Berlin side probably going to win the Europa League, right? Puts us in very good stead for the knockout draw. We're going to be back with that one there. I need to speed this up a little bit because it's now getting to the stage where I have to pick my girlfriend up. We're going, not out for dinner. We're going to come back here after we've had some dinner, watch a movie, the nice things that you do in a relationship. I love it to bits, but it does mean I need to get through this Angers game slightly quickly, have a bit of food whilst we're commentating that one as well, and then get into the group stage draw, which is not too long. So YouTube, you'll see me for the 17th. Everybody here on Twitch, don't worry, we've got one more game to go. It's been a nice long 6 and a bit hour stream. And YouTube, of course, if you like the longer videos, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like it that I've put all 6 games in? Or do you like it when I split it into one game at a time? Or you want something in between? Secondly, links down below, Journeyman Gaming, obviously the intro and outro by Rodsy. I'm going to keep mentioning it as sensational. That all comes from the community. Great community to get into that as well. And I'll see you guys in just a second for the group stage draw. No, it's not. I say that every time. For the first knockout round draw of the Champions League. Welcome back, YouTube. It's I think this episode's been cut up into 8 parts. It's like part 8. We obviously got through the group. We obviously won all 6 games. So much for it being the group of death, huh? I think that's what I might title the video. Group of death, huh? And then people will realise what you're doing. If you're watching this part, you're going to get the title. Most people just watch the first 10 minutes and just go, and then whatever. Anyhow, European Champions League group stage draw. We're going to view the draw here. We have had the amount of times we've topped the group and got a horror draw. Happens a lot. The amount of times that we have come second in the group and got a horror draw. Happens a lot. For whatever reason, we just can't seem to get a good draw. Hopefully this time it is. I'm going to put my camera away. And there we go. The camera is off. I'm back into the screen. Unseeded teams. Yes, please. I want the Belgium side straight off the bat. We want to avoid Milan, and we can't get Real Madrid. And we also can't get Lyon, which is good. So we don't want Lyon, we don't want Milan, we can't get Madrid and Lyon. So that leaves us Newcastle, who we have played in the past and beat. Porto, who I think we've played before and have beaten. Roma, who we've played many times before. PSV and Charleroi, who I was very shocked to see in the Champions League and be seeded in a group. And I don't know what group they got in, but they got out of it. FCSM were, pretty much on 9 points from 3 games and lost their next 3. So FCSM really blew the pooch to get in. I'm actually really glad because that would have been another team I wouldn't be able to get in the group stage as well. So I've done really well there. Anyhow, who do you think we're getting, boys? I'm going to let it up to the stream. We are live, of course. Links down below. I am about to end a 6 hour, 40-minute stream after this as well. Let me know what you think it's going to be as well, lads. I think that I look and I see Porto, and I think it's going to be Porto, right? But honestly, the way that this saves goes, we're going to get Milan, who we beat in the Club World Cup semi-final, but a team that in the Champions League has beat us, I think, every time we've played them in the Champions League. I think, apart from when we were in the Europa League, which doesn't count anyway. First out the hat is going to be Lyon. We can't get them, and they're going to get Bayern, so Lyon are probably going bye-byes. Next out the hat is Milan. We do not want to see mess. We don't want to see mess. It's Genk. Come on. That leaves us. Newcastle is the only other real danger game. Out goes Madrid. We can't get them. Go Schalke. Next out. This is the one. This is the one. I know that they won the Belgium League last year, and I know they've got players. I know they have a good squad. But on paper, do you not think we can beat Char? Do you not think we beat Char easy? Mess, please. Man City always are so fucking lucky. Alright. Ideally, Porto or PSV. The left-hand side of this is a lot better than the right. Roma. I wouldn't mind it, but it is either us or Chelsea, by the way. Inter can't get either two of these. Inter and Juve can't get this. Chelsea, wow. It's Newcastle, PSV, or Porto. Next out is Newcastle. We got a 1 in 3 of it being us. It's Inter. Wow, we got to get Porto or PSV. That is not bad. I prefer PSV. Yes, we're getting PSV as well. That is a draw and a half. We get PSV. It was a bit of a nervy draw the way it was shaping up, but we got there. That when Roma came out and there was Inter and Juve left, teams of the same nation can't draw themselves in the first round knockout stage. They can draw themselves after that in the quarterfinal, semi-final, final. But the first round knockout stage, you can't draw anyone out of the group that you came in with, and you can't draw anyone in the same nation as you. So that left us at 1 in 2 chance of us getting Roma. We avoided that. We got PSV. It's a pretty good draw. We'll take that all day long, as AJ says it in the chat. PSV did win the thing last year. I've looked at him before. He's a pretty decent player, the 19-year-old. Very good wonder kid. If I somehow needed a striker in the window, I think I'd just pick him up just to take their best player. On with that is that they've got a very good squad. I think the best way to look at it, if you go to the Derbyshire, they are top and flying by the looks of things. Yeah, they are. If you go to the season preview, you kind of just look at who the PSV players are. So you got a lot of Ajax. You got a PSV player Nearly who doesn't play for the Netherlands, but looks very good on paper. Who else have they got there in the team? No one else really. They've got a right back here in Ton Brand, who I think is amazing. He's been capped 3 times at the 30-year-old. Anyone else here? Not really. In terms of their best team, if you're looking at PSV, it is that. They got Roeg in goal, who's pretty decent. The 26-year-old looks pretty good. And, you got Brand, like I said. Kai Hoover's there. That's a pretty nice signing for them. But someone we can target. Mohammed on the left-hand side, a 17-year-old winger that looks pretty sensational. Jeez, We might have to go after a couple of their players, right? Van Dijk on the other side, a 31-year-old that looks pretty decent. Don't feel like we need to weaken him. De Graaf I've seen a few times as well, the 19-year-old wonder kid. They don't want to sell Jimmy. Why would you? They got Posto in there as well. And yeah, they reckon their hot prospect Salot. I haven't seen him yet. What's he like? It's 19-year-old right winger. Could play for him too. And there we are. All right, interesting draw. Pretty good draw. We get PSV. Look, we're going to be playing away in the Dervisa, away in the Holland first. And then we're going to get a chance to beat them at home. So as long as we play well in the first leg, we take a lead back to France, we should be fine. It's probably, if we don't get through that tie, we're never winning the Champions League, right? We should get through that game. You never know, we could get FM, but on paper, that is really, really good. So we won 6 games from 6. We've also gone and won ourselves a very good tie in the first knockout stage. And I'll see you then, YouTube, for that one there. And if we get through that, I'm going to put the quarterfinal in the same episode as well. I'll see you then. Thank you and goodbye.